Claire's got a massive head. The head looks like that in real life. Ah! It's not the wide angle on the camera. Going on a bit of a date day today, so we've got a habit of buying each other experiences instead of material items for Christmas, because that's a nice thing to do, for birthdays and things like that, and then not going on them because we don't find the time. So there was a track day once, didn't go on that. Claire got snowboarding lessons that she never went on.
This Christmas?
There was a helicopter ride or something that never happened. So we're actually going today. So we're going to Honister Slate Mine for a Via Ferrata. It's not something I've done before in this country. Done a couple over in the Alps, so I'm elite at this now. Claire's a complete beginner, so I'm going to be showing her the ropes, teaching her the skills and everything that she needs to know. So we're on our way up there now. It's a 2.5 hour drive, 140 miles or something like that, and then we'll show you when we get there.
Just check your bottom clip whether it's on properly.
How you feeling?
No.
Fine.
Enjoy yourself. No. Why? If you can. So this is the second outro that I've filmed, because the first one, which is done straight after the event, I don't think probably did it justice, and I don't think it was very fair on Honister. So I've refilmed this because I've had a little think over a week, and I wanted to refilm this little outro just to give it a bit more of a fair analysis for you guys, really. So the review which I did originally and the outro which I did originally, I felt quite disappointed, I'll be honest, at the experience. And the reason why I felt disappointed was probably because I've done some Via Ferrata over in the Alps. Some of them were over 2,000 meters high, epic scenes, epic views, loads of like technical bits and loads of fun. There was only me and a couple of the lads, so there was nobody else on the Via Ferrata for whatever reason, I don't know. So we had loads of fun, we had loads of time, everything was like dead chilled and in our own time with our own kit and all that sort of stuff. Now, I don't know what I was expecting from Via Ferrata at Honister, but there was 12 of us in a group with an instructor. The actual route itself wasn't very technical, it wasn't very sort of extreme, which we'd paid for the extreme version of it. They do have a classic version as well, which I'm not sure the difference or whatever, but obviously it was sort of panned out as, and talked about on the bus on the way there as, this is going to be the extreme one or stuff. So I was expecting like really exposed edges, some technical stuff, some like feeling like you're really high and that sort of thing, but there just wasn't really any of that. The second thing was that having a group so big, you're sort of like bunched together quite a lot, and you don't really have that feeling of the sort of adrenaline or the fun and that sort of aspect, because you're all really tight together and you're sort of just like back to back. So you're always just sort of following someone, you're always quite tight to someone, so you don't really get that feeling of sort of being exposed and being in the outdoors really. The third thing was, we did have a few people on there which well, obviously they was enjoying themselves and stuff like that, but like sort of things like just going a bit overboard and stuff, sort of like jumping on the bridge and shaking things and stuff like that, which it wouldn't bother me, but Claire's a little bit worried about heights, and she wasn't really enjoying the Via Ferrata anyway because of the heights and that sort of thing, and that was just really making things a lot worse for her. So we were sort of anxious about what are they going to do next and what they're going to do. The instructor had sort of like, I hadn't really even told them really to stop doing it or anything like that. She sort of left them to it, which, to be honest, like it's not, I'm not complaining about them specifically, because people will go there and will have fun and stuff like that, but what I'm trying to say is, being part of a bigger group like that, you are going to get people which do things like that, and they're obviously having fun, and I'm not saying to them, oh, people shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that and whatever, but obviously being part of another group, you are exposing yourself to people doing those sorts of things, especially like when I was with Claire, and she was a bit worried about it anyway, so that didn't sort of add to the experience. Now, the whole thing in itself was probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And in that time that we did it, I didn't feel like we really went anywhere, to be honest. We sort of moved around a little bit, went sort of up and down a couple of sections, but you sort of start at one bit and go round something and then end up back at the same bit, so it doesn't feel like you're really going on a journey. So you don't really feel like you're travelling anywhere, whereas the ones which I've done in the Alps are, you're specifically like travelling across things and you feel like you're sort of like completing something or get a bit more fulfillment and purpose from actually doing the Via Ferrata itself. Now, I do appreciate there's going to be people in the comments and there's going to be people reading this or watching this going like, oh, well, we can't all go to the Alps and we can't all, like, you can't compare something in the Alps to something in the Lake District or whatever. So I do appreciate that, but what I'm trying to say is, if you're someone who is used to rock climbing or someone that's done Via Ferrata before and you're thinking, do you know what, I'm going to try the one in the UK because I want to do a bit more here because I don't think there's any more in the UK, then you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you are someone which is new to Via Ferrata and new to climbing, you're thinking, I don't know if it's for me and I don't know whether I want to do it or not, which obviously Claire was, then it's probably a good introduction to it, to be honest. It's a good introduction in the way where you're with a group, you feel safe, you've got an instructor, you're not going very far, and you still get the chance to experience that without sort of like a big commitment to going into Europe or going to the Alps or something like that. Because, for example, if me and Claire would have gone to the Alps, we would have spent hundreds of pounds going there, and she would have enjoyed it, and we probably wouldn't have done any of the Via Ferrata over there because she wouldn't have enjoyed it. So for us, it was worthwhile doing because she got to try it, but for the majority of people, it is expensive. I think it was £70 each for us to do it. So if you are someone that wants to do more Via Ferrata and you have got a head for heights and that sort of thing, I think you're probably going to be a bit disappointed. Now, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that was a fair analysis of and a fair review of Honister, because I don't want to sort of like put businesses down. I don't want to be that sort of person, but I do want to be as authentic and honest as possible. I'm not going to go to things and events, and if I don't enjoy them, I'm going to tell people that I don't enjoy them, because I think it's only fair. So hopefully I've given you all the facts. Hopefully you can make your own decisions on that. But if you've liked this video, if you like any of the videos, just give it a like, give it a subscribe, give me comments, do all that sort of stuff, because it really does help. And I do quite enjoy reading the feedback, and I do quite enjoy getting messages and hearing feedback on different videos, and how I can improve them for the future. So do all that sort of stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.